Hello everyone, welcome to D4Drupal channel. Today we are going to see about how to render 3D object in your Drupal instance. So to render 3D object, we are going to use a framework which is called A-Frame. So it's open source web framework for building virtual reality experience, and it will also helps developer to render 3D object in your website using HTML. Okay, and it's an entity component system framework for 3.js. So we are going to use this. So first we are going to use a GLTF file extension to render the 3D object. Okay. So this is the documentation for GLTF model. I will add all the links in the description. So here you can see, so not this one, this one. So this is how you have to render a 3D object in your Drupal instance. You have to use all these steps. You have to include this JS file. Once you included this JS file, this is A-frame JS file, you have to use a GLTF model tag to render your 3D object. So in this GLTF model tag, you are going to use the GLTF file to render your 3D object in your Drupal instance. Okay. So you can download a GLTF file extension 3D model. For sample purpose, you can download it from the sketch file. Okay. So here you can get some 3D models for free or some for cost. Okay, you can get any 3D models. So I'm going to download a Apple. So here you can see a lot of 3D models are there. So in the top, you can see there is a download icon, right? Some you will not have. So where you can see the icon here, those are free to download. Where you don't have that icon, those are you need to pay to download the 3D model. Okay. So when you open the model which you want to download, so here you can see there is a button called download 3D model. Click on it. It will download a zip file in your um, system. So here you can see there are a lot of file extensions are there, but now we are going to use a GLTF format. So GLTF format, it will store the 3D object as a JSON. Since it's a JSON, we can render the 3D object easily. Okay. So just click on download. It will download the 3D model. So it will download as a zip file. So I will explain how to extract the zip file and paste it in your files folder and how to use them in your Drupal instance. Okay. So let it download. So I already created a info file here. Before that, I will show you my content type. So structure content type, basic page, manage field. So here I already created a file field where I can upload my zip file. When you edit the field, here you can see I have given an extension only to upload my zip file. Okay, that's what I already done. After that, I created a custom module. In this file, in this module, I have only one file, that is info.yml. So in this, I am going to create a one more file, that is query underscore render dot module file. So in this module file, I am going to extract my 3D object and paste it in my sites default folder so that I can use that GLTF file in my Drupal instance to render my 3D object. Okay. So I am going to implement a hook. So I already have a code here. So let's copy paste the code. I will explain once I copy paste it. Okay. So this is not required. And then this is the hook entity insert. So I have written a code to hook entity insert. So this hook will work only on insert. So if you want to work for edit, you have to write a preset function to work it on edit page of your node. Okay. So the entity type ID will be node here. And then when the module name will be 3D underscore render. Okay. So hook entity insert, entity interface namespace already added. And here entity type ID, if it is a node, I am coming inside it and I am getting a file upload field, that is this one. So I am getting an entity reference field. And then if entity reference field is not empty, if the file upload is not empty, what I am doing, I am creating a URL for my file which is uploaded. Okay. So here I will get the public URL where the zip file is uploaded in my file structure. After that, I am creating a temporary folder in my system in a WAMP server. So inside the temporary directory, we are going to create a new folder if it is not there. That is the name of 3D model. Okay. So the temporary folder will be here in your WAMP if you are using WAMP. So under 10, there will be a folder called 3D model. So if this folder is not already there, the folder will be created here. Okay. So here I am passing the URI which I get from your zip file public file structure. Once I passed, I am calling a file system service. And here from the past URL, I am getting a base name of a file. So which means here we downloaded a zip file, right? So here you downloaded a zip file. It's a apple underscore tree dot zip file. So for this, the base name will be apple tree. So apple tree folder will be created inside your temp directory. So I am keeping that as a destination. I am calling a function called the system retrieve file. So this is a public URI and this is a temporary URI. I am copying this file from public to temporary folder, and if the file is already there, I am just replacing it. Okay. So till this, what I am doing, the file which is uploaded in a file structure of public file system, I am copying the zip file and pasting it inside my temporary folder. From there, I am going to extract and keep it in my public directory. Okay. And next, I have to define where the extracted file should be stored in my public directory. So in my public directory, I have to create a folder called 3D model. And then it's the name of my uh, entity type ID, entity. So when you go to sites default files, I already created 3D model. So I know I'm having a field for node. So I created a node folder. And inside that, I am going to create a one more folder with the name of node ID. In that node ID folder, I am going to create all the extracted files. Okay. So this is the public URI. If the folder is not there, the node ID is not already created, I'm just creating it. After that, what I'm doing here in this service, that is public manager or archiver service, will help you to extract your zip file and keep it in your any directory where you are mentioning. So I am giving here the temporary zip URI location. So from that, I'm creating an archive object, and then I am extracting the zip file and uploading it my public URI where I mentioned. So which means the folder will be created for node ID 1, 2, 3, whatever, and the extracted files will be uploaded here. Okay. So before that, I will extract that apple tree and then show you how it is. Extract files to. So let me give some other name because I already have apple tree extracted here. So apple tree. So you can see the folder is extracted. So here you can see the GLTF file is there and bin and texture and license. So all these are dependent file for your GLTF. You need to render 3D object with the GLTF means you need to have bin and a texture folder in the same folder where the GLTF is present. Okay. So that's why we are creating a node ID folder and then inside that we are extracting all the zip files and pasting it there. Okay. Now I am going to enable the module which I created here. So go and enable the 3D, render 3D object install. Once the module is installed, now go and add a basic page content. Here I'm going to say it's a 3D object render and I'm going to upload my zip file. So in downloads, the file is appletree.zip. So the file is already exist. So let me keep some other name for this. Tree apple. Okay. And then go and upload the file. Tree apple. So it is uploaded and save it. While you are saving, now go to your WAMP and check the temporary folder. So here you can see the zip file is copied from your public URL. From here, the file will be extracted and pasted in your Drupal instance. So it's Drupal 958 web sites default files 3D model node. So here you can see the node ID folder is created. So node ID is 12. Inside that, you can see all the scene.gltf and scene.bin and texture folder all are extracted and pasted in here. Now we are going to use these files to render a 3D object in your Drupal instance. Okay. So here you can see now the file is rendering as a generic file. So whatever we uploaded, so go to your basic page and manage display. Here we are going to create a new formatter in this selection of formatter, and that from that formatter we are going to render a 3D object in your Drupal instance. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, you have to create a SRC folder. Inside that, plugin. Inside that, field. Inside that, field formatter. So inside field formatter, you have to create a new file. So this is my file, a file I already created here. Let me copy paste the same and I will explain what it has. Okay. So it's okay. Let me give some other name here. So I'm going to create a file called render .php file. So inside this, I'm going to have this code. So so you have to give some unique name for your formatter. So it's a 3D render. Okay. So once that is done, the class name will be same as that file name. So render 3D. So once this is done, I included the namespace. After that, here I have included a field aware file formatter base for to create a formatter. So I think we are not using the URL. So let's remove this. After that, in my field formatter, I have given a translation text as rendered 3D. I have created this field formatter for my file upload field type. And then here you can see I am using view element. So let me explain this. Before that, I have to create a library.yml where I can keep the A-frame JS file. Okay, which I explained before, libraries.yml file. So in this, you have to write a code to render the A-frame, right? So just copy and paste it here. So here you can see is 3D underscore render. So header 2 is not required here. So I have defined a version and then the file name aframe.min.js. Okay. So I have created a 3D render.library and I included this in my library.yml file. Okay. So once that is done, I have to define my own template file to render a 3D object. So for that, you have to create a new template. So which means you have to implement a hook field. Okay. So that is also already defined. So just copy and paste it in my custom module. So here you can see I have defined a hook field render in a render. Okay. So this is the hook I defined. Okay. In this hook, I am passing one variable. That variable will contain the path of GLTF. Okay. So only that variable I am passing. So once you created, you have to create a templates folder, templates. So inside that, you have to create a file name for your theme. So underscore will be replaced with hyphen. Render.html.py. Inside this, you are going to have a template file. So this is my template file. Just copy it and then paste it here. So here you can see I am attaching the library before the uh, GLTF model tag is getting rendered. So this is the library which I created. So you have to give the same name. So this is 3D, render the module name, and then the library, what name you mentioned, the same name. So paste the same name. So I attached the library here. After that, I am giving a size for my A-frame. So how much size it should be rendered. And then here you can see I am rendering the 3D object in the A asset item folder and then giving part of GLTF here. And here also you can see in now GLTF tag, I am passing a GLTF path here and I am rendering. So scale represent the size of a GLTF object, how much it should get rendered. Okay. And then save. Once you saved it, now go to the formatter. So here you can see here I defined the view elements function. In this function, what I am doing, I am getting a entity to view for each item, whatever we are having. So for each file, I am calling a service called file URL generator. So from this, here I am keeping a node. So I know it's a node. And then here you have to mention a node object. So from that node object, I am calling the node ID. So that is a public URI where I have a GLTF file. Okay. So here, which means 3D model node 13. So this is 3D model node and this is the node ID and then scene.gldf file. So whatever 3D model you are downloading the zip file, all file will have the same file name scene.gldf, scene.bin and texture folder. So the file name will be same for all the 3D models. So I'm giving here the static value and then I am generating an absolute value for the URI. So it's public URI. So in this it will come like if you are using any domain name slash sites.default. Here it will be localhost slash Drupal folder name slash sites.default. And then here I am calling my custom template. So this is the template. And here I am pasting that and passing the absolute URL. And then I'm returning here. Once this is done, now go and clear the cache. Once cache cleared, change your formatter to render 3D object and save it. Once you saved, open your content. Now click on the content and we'll see how the 3D is getting rendered for us. So when you scroll down, the 3D is not getting rendered. So let's see whether it is throwing any error or not. So in console, it is saying the property undefined of sort object. Okay, we'll see when the JS is getting load. So A frame is getting load at the bottom. So then scene will be rendering before that. Yes. So the tag is getting rendered before your JS getting rendered. Okay. So what we will do now, we'll add header region for your JS file. Header to save and go and clear the cache. Whenever you're doing changes in a YAML file, you have to clear a cache to make it affect in your website. So now scroll down. So here you can see our tree is getting rendered and the size is very small. You can change the size by going to your HTML.py. You can change the size from 2 to 2 from 1 on 1 and save it. We are going to clear the cache and scroll down. So now you can see the tree is getting displayed a little bit big. Are you able to see it? So let's create one more content and we'll check how it is going to render in our Drupal site. So add content, basic page. So the content is isometric cave. I already downloaded the 3D from Sketchfab. So download isometric cave, the zip file I am uploading, and then save it. Once you save, just scroll down. So you can see our 3D is getting rendered, and then you can even zoom in here and zoom out your object. So all will work as like 3D in your Drupal website. And this is how to render 3D object in your Drupal website by using A-Frame framework. Okay, and that's it about today's video. If you like the video, please share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.